Hello everyone, welcome back to the Alana Acres channel. We're going to do a little walk around in the garden today to do an update. I haven't done an update in a couple weeks. The garden is growing like gangbusters. So let's take a look at what we have. In this back pen here, we have squash, a winter squash growing down here. We did acorn squash and butternut squash. I'm not sure which one's on this side and which is on the other, honestly, but over here we have corn. It's grown pretty good. We didn't really thin it out like we should have, but we'll see how it grows. Maybe next year we'll thin it out more. But right along the fence here is sunflowers, and they're getting pretty tall. They're about chest height, probably 4 foot high. And here's the other squash variety. Looks like it's doing all right. It looks like there might even be a potato plant in there somewhere. And again, the corn here. Over here, 2 massive rhubarb plants. It's got some compost over there. We're going to take a walk through the inside of the garden now. The lilies have already done for the year here, but the marigolds are looking good. We got some lilies here that are just blooming. Now here we are. This bed is carrots. There's quite a few missing. I don't think all of them came up, but it's hard in growing them. It seems like by the time we get to doing it, it's already too hot, I think. But if you have any ideas about carrots or ways to make them grow better, then leave a comment. And here's a potato plant, a couple of them actually. We had potatoes here last year. The wife likes to call these volunteers. They just decide to grow, so we'll try to use them. So on this side, this is all potato plants all the way down through, 16 feet of it. And you might have saw our other videos where we built some trellises. And on this first trellis we have peas. They look good and healthy. They're just getting ready to blossom on both sides. And then here we have heads of cabbage. We're starting to build some pretty good heads in here on the green. The red's a little bit behind, but look at the size of the leaves on this red cabbage. It's massive. So here we have a pair of flip-flops growing in the walkway. But anyways, we have sweet peppers here, and you can see there are peppers on these plants that are starting to grow. Looks like we might get a good crop of peppers this year. It's been a while since we've had a good sweet pepper crop. These are sweet too, just different varieties. And then down this back wall or front wall towards the road is all tomatoes. And if you look, there's a bunch of tomatoes starting. These are San Marzano. The wife went through over the last week and peeled off all the diseased looking leaves and stuff that were branches that were coming off towards the bottom. They were probably staying wet too much towards the ground or whatever. So overall they look a lot healthier now. At first I was like, you're not killing them, are you? But apparently she knows what she's doing. She does a lot of research. So we have several varieties here. A bunch are San Marzanos, which are really good for making sauces, spaghetti sauce, pizza sauce. So here we have our lettuce variety, and boy is it crazy. And remember, or if you remember from previous videos, all this red lettuce were more of the wife's volunteers. They were growing in these aisles here just on their own. They must have blown in here the seeds from the lettuce that used to be here last year. But they're growing, and we've had a lot of it. It's been pretty good. And you know, we have way more than we're going to eat. We keep bringing in big bunches and washing them and taking care of them. So Over here we have kale, 2 different varieties. I believe that's like a Russian red and then the green kale. And over here we have a wife in her natural habitat. Say hello.
Hi.
She's weeding through the beets. These are all beets here. And she's doing a great job. She's done a great job this year for sure. I've been so busy with the firewood that she's been doing a lot of work in the garden, and it wouldn't be looking nearly as good as it does if it wasn't for her. So here's our green beans, and as you can see, they're loaded with blossoms, so we're gonna have green beans pretty soon. I'm planning on pickling some of those. They're pretty good. We have some, this is kind of sporadic. We had one variety of bean seeds that just didn't really grow, and we replanted, and still they're pretty small. They're not really growing very well, just a different variety. Well, anyways, we'll go over here. We have a different variety of peas here and here. And over here, we have a variety of zucchini or summer squash. I guess I'll know which one it is when they grow. Here's the well overgrown asparagus that's done for the year, going to seed or whatever. We'll cut that back in the fall and have nice fresh asparagus next spring. Here's the other variety of zucchini or summer squash, and they look good and healthy. They look like they're to the point that the wife was going to try kind of training them up these stakes and see if we can keep them more vertical off the ground. We'll see how that goes. And in here, these are cucumbers, one variety. I believe we did like a slicing cucumber and a pickling cucumber. Well, this one is growing very well on both sides. And on the other side here, these are getting kind of choked out by potatoes, but that's a different type of cucumber. Not sure how well they're going to do. Here in this bed is onions, a lot of them. Hopefully they get some size to them this year, but boy, they look good. And over here is our garlic. We have lots of garlic. It looks like by the color of the tops that these are just about ready. So I'll probably pluck one up here pretty soon just to see what they look like, and we'll go from there. The wife had cut off all the garlic scapes, trying to get the plants to focus on building the bulbs bigger. So we'll see how that worked. And then over here, these are all potatoes too, a different variety. Actually, most of these were left over from last year, that we just plucked them in the ground and let them go. And here is, I think the wife found Alana's toad. See it? It's a big toad. It startled her. Alana put that toad in the garden here a week or so ago so the dog wouldn't get it, and now he's running around in here. So I'll let her play blocker for the toad. So here we got hot peppers. These are like cherry peppers. You see them in there growing. This needs to be weeded still, but I'm sure she's getting to it. Then we have some really long, I don't remember if these are just banana peppers, I think, but they're pretty huge, longer than my hand. And over here we have jalapenos starting to grow. See them on there? And there's habaneros over there, but they always grow really slow, the habaneros. And again, tomatoes, different varieties. We have I believe we have a couple of heritage breeds, but they're all starting cherry tomatoes in here. You can see in there's lots of them started. They ought to be pretty good pretty soon. And these are some nice size tomatoes growing. We'll be right knee deep in tomatoes here in a few weeks, which will be good. Won't hurt my feelings. And lastly, you'll see the box here with our boxes with flowers. They look very beautiful. It really helps bring pollinators into the garden, which you have to have your pollinators. And that's pretty much a tour of our garden. If the dog would get out of my way. The last thing we'll look at is the front flower bed, which is kind of a little overgrown too, but there's only so many hours in the day. Right here, I just wanted to show you these beautiful lilies, of bright colors they are. And there's a little rose growing in there. Well, that's about it, folks. We'll take another walk through in a couple weeks and see how it's looking. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Alana Acres and my JB Woodworks and Stuff channel on YouTube. And have a great day.